You with the gray shirt.
Get up.
Perfect.
All right, well, welcome to Sunday Night Worship. We're so excited to be joining you either at your home or at one of the watch parties, wherever you are. Let's stand, and we're going to worship together today. Here we go. Your love so great, Jesus in all things. I've seen a glimpse of your heart a billion years. Still I'll be singing. How can I praise you enough? How can I praise you enough? You are the Lord Almighty, outshining all the stars in glory. Your love is like the wildest oceans. Oh, nothing else compares. Creation comes onto the Savior. We are alive for your grace in earth and sky. No one is higher. Wonders you reign. Our God of wonders you reign. You are the Lord Almighty, outshining all the stars in glory. Your love is like the wildest ocean. Oh, nothing else compares. Shining all the stars in glory. Your love is like the wildest ocean. Oh, nothing else compares. Not to us, but to your name, we lift up all praise. Not to us, but to your name, we lift up all praise. Not to us, but to your name, we lift up all praise. Not to us, but to your name, we lift up all praise. You are the Lord Almighty, outshining all the stars in glory. Your love is like the wildest ocean. Oh, nothing else compares. You are the Lord Almighty, outshining all the stars in glory. Your love is like the wildest ocean. Oh, nothing else compares. Not to us, but to your name, we lift up all praise. Not to us, but to your name, we lift up all praise. Not to us, but to your name, we lift up all praise. Not to us, but to your name, we lift up all praise. You are the Lord Almighty, outshining the wildest ocean. Oh, nothing else compares. You are the Lord Almighty, outshining all the stars in glory. Your love is like the wildest oceans. Oh, nothing else compares.
So growing up, I used to watch this TV show called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And you may not know the TV show, but I'm sure that you know the theme song that is played every single time the episode comes on. And it's in West Philadelphia, born and raised, so on and so forth. I won't embarrass myself with keeping on with singing it more for you guys. But you know exactly what I am talking about. And so this whole story was based around Will Smith being a street smart teenager from West Philly who got in a fight right on the basketball court. And so his parents decided to send him off to his uncle's house. Just so happened his uncle lived in Bel-Air and was very wealthy, lived in a mansion. And so you have this very wealthy, very known family. And then Will Smith gets plunged into this family, and he is a street smart guy from West Philly. And so you can imagine the conflict and the tension. In fact, that's what made the show funny, was the conflict and the tension between Will Smith and his uncle's family. In fact, the best way to illustrate this, I think, is through this picture right here. So you can see in this picture the straight face, the tuxedo family, very wealthy family, and then right there smack in the middle you have Will Smith in his crazy attire. So this picture pretty much sums up exactly what we will be talking about today, which is how in the show there was conflict, there was turmoil, there were just things that happened between Will Smith and that family that was really, really funny. But what happens is some of those situations actually happen in real life. And they happen in my family and in your family. You know, there's things that happen. There's tension. There's difficulties. There's disagreements in our own families, and it's not really that fun. In fact, it's not fun or funny at all. Chances are either you yourself or maybe a friend or someone you know is in this situation. Maybe there's tension in the home to where it's the big elephant in the room, right? We all know, or your family knows the tension or something that happened, but nobody really talks about it. Or maybe it's quite opposite. Maybe they do talk about it, and it's in a screaming, door slamming, huge argument, yelling match type of way. And that tension causes stress. It's a stressful situation. Maybe your family is facing other problems, maybe like divorce or a remarriage or a parent who just up and left. Maybe your brother or sister is always in trouble, or there's an illness or a death in your family, and you're navigating through that right now, and it's just not fun. Or maybe the problem for you and your family comes in something more serious. Maybe it's something like abuse or neglect or drugs, abandonment. And let me just speak to that really quickly. If that is you and you're listening to this, please reach out to myself or Drew or Chloe or a trusted adult that you know who can help you navigate through this season of your life. Please do that, because it's not safe. Things like that can certainly leave you and me feeling like our family is not perfect. Honestly, no matter what it is, we all have things that go on in our family that are less than ideal. We have things in our family that maybe we're not proud of or we're not happy about. And what's difficult about this sometimes is we feel like because of those things, God can't possibly use our family. Because of the difficulties and the struggles and the imperfections of our family, we have the tendency to believe that God cannot do anything through our family. And in reality, this is far from being true. This is so far from the truth because the Bible is awesome. It has stories of just messed up people and messed up families. And we're going to look at a story tonight about a dysfunctional family and how God still used them for big things. And I know and I hope that you will find that that can be true for me and that can be true for you. And so here we go. This story starts with a man named Abraham, and he's going to be the grandfather. And God promised Abraham a lot of descendants. He promised him that he would use his family in a big way. And that's pretty cool, right? So you have Abraham as the grandfather, and then he has a son named Isaac. And Isaac and Rebekah, they get married, and they have twin sons named Jacob and Esau. But just because Jacob and Esau were twins does not mean that they were alike in any way. In fact, they were very different. They looked different. They had different interests. They acted different. Jacob and Esau did not really like each other that much, and that caused drama within Isaac and Rebekah's family. And now here's where it gets crazy. So Esau was the firstborn, and this was a really big deal back then. So the firstborn meant that you got the birthright and that you got the blessing. You got to inherit all of the family's wealth, all of everything the family owned. And so Esau was the firstborn. Even though they were twins, he was the firstborn. And so when their father Isaac died, he would inherit everything. And so as you can imagine, the younger brother, Jacob, follow me here, you got Esau and Jacob are brothers. Esau is the firstborn, is going to inherit everything. And so Jacob is jealous of that. And he doesn't like that at all. He thinks, I'm a brother too, right? Or I'm a son too. I should be able to inherit some of these things. And so their mother, Rebekah, favors Jacob. More family drama. There's a mom who favors one son over the other. Anyways, so Rebekah goes to Jacob and says, let's make a plan for you to get the blessing, for you to get the birthright. And guess what? Their plan worked. Their plan worked. I wish we could dive into the craziness of what happened and how that actually unfolded, but I just encourage you to go back in Genesis 27 and read it for yourself. It's just blows my mind. But so Isaac blesses Jacob over Esau, unwillingly, unknowingly. Then here's the father, Isaac, talking with Esau. Check this out. This is in Genesis 27, 34 through 38. When Esau heard his father's words, he burst out with a loud and bitter cry and said to his father, "Bless me, me too, father." But he said, "Your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing." Esau said, "Isn't he rightly named Jacob? This is the second time he has taken advantage of me. He took my birthright, and now he's taken my blessing." Then he asked, "Haven't you reserved any blessing for me, father?" And Isaac answered Esau, "I have made him lord over you," talking about Jacob, "and have made all his relatives his servant, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. So what possibly can I do for you, my son?" Esau said to his father, "Do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father." Then Esau wept aloud. Talk about some family drama. Esau should have gotten the birthright, should have gotten the blessing, but Jacob deceived his family members and got that from him, stole that from him. And so Esau, as you can imagine, is so mad. He plans and plots to kill Jacob. Rebekah, the mom, hears about it. I'm telling you, I hope you can follow along with this. If not, go back and reread it. But Rebekah hears about it and tells Jacob to flee, splitting their family up, breaking their family up completely. And so what's the point of this insane story? What is the point that I want you to walk away with? And I believe that God's word wants us to walk away with today. Their family was a mess. Their family was dysfunctional. Their family had drama. Their family was just a wreck, was split apart. And you would think that there is no way that God could use that family. But it was quite the opposite. God would still work in that family, and what he promised to Abraham would be fulfilled. And hundreds of years later, a person would write about it in the book of Hebrews. And here's what he would write about. He wouldn't write about their family as this crazy, outlandish family who had all this bad stuff happen. No, he would say this in Hebrews 11:20. It says, by faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau in regard to their future. You see, Isaac did eventually pass on a blessing to Esau by faith. It wasn't the original blessing that he should have gotten being the firstborn, but it was a blessing. And so Esau does this on an act of faith. And he says, I believe what God said about our family will become true. It's an act of faith that I believe that God will do something good in our family, even though we are messed up, even though we are screwed up, even though we have dysfunction. You see, God had a plan for this imperfect family. And here's what I want you to hear, if you don't hear anything else. God had a plan for this imperfect family. God still used their family. And the same can be true for my family. The same can be true for your family. That no matter what we do, no matter what dysfunction we have in our family, God will still use us. In fact, that's what he's known for. God using imperfect people to bring him glory. Imperfect families to bring him glory. You see, your family doesn't have to be perfect for God to use it. And so this should be encouraging to all of us. It's encouraging to me. It should be encouraging to you. And so this week, I want you to know that God can use an imperfect family for his glory, and choose to believe that when something goes wrong, maybe this week, maybe tonight, that God is still working it out for your good and for his glory. So the second thing is to stay connected with your family. So know that God is working through your family no matter what. And then the second thing is stay connected to your family. And what do I mean by that? I mean, it's very easy for us to disengage from whoever it is, from our family, whenever there's an argument or there's something going on. Fight that urge. Fight the urge to just go to your room and slam the door, shut the door. Fight the urge to pick up your cell phone and just be glued to your screen, put in your AirPods or whatever it is you may have. Fight that urge and go and talk. Talk it out. Talk it out with whoever it may be, your mom, your sibling, your dad, your grandfather, your uncle, your aunt, whoever it is. Talk it out with them and stay connected with your family. Now, here's the thing. At the very beginning, I talked about some situations that are not okay. And if that's you, if you're hearing this and you think, oh, that's me, that is not okay, and you should go tell a trusted adult about that so that they can help you and guide you through this season. Maybe it is someone outside of your family, or maybe it's a coach or a teacher. I don't know. You should go tell those people. That is not okay. That is not something that you want to stay connected to because that's unhealthy. Remember this. This week, we want to choose to believe that God is working anyways, and that he is working for our good and our family's good, and that we need to stay connected to our family. God doesn't need your family to be perfect to use them. He uses imperfect people. He uses imperfect families for his glory. And I believe that can be true in my family, and I know that can be true in yours.
amazing love that welcomes me, the kindness of mercy that bought with blood wholeheartedly my soul undeserving. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. You're so good to me. Behold the cross, age to age, and hour by hour. The dead are raised, this sinner sing the work of your power. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. You're so good to God, you're so good. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. You're so good to me. I am blessed, I am called, I am healed, I am whole, I am saved in Jesus' name. Highly favored, anointed, filled with your power for the glory of Jesus' name. I am blessed, I am called, I am healed, I am whole, I am saved in Jesus' name. Highly favored, anointed, filled with your power for the glory of Jesus' name. And should this life bring suffering, Lord, I will remember what Calvary has bought for me, both now and forever. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. You're so good to me. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. You're so good to me. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. You're so good. highly favored, anointed, filled with your power, for the glory of Jesus' name. 'Cause God, you're so good. God, you're so good. God, you're so good. You're so good to me. I open up to you, this love that makes me new. Oh, may my heart receive this love that carries me from the head to the heart. You take me on the journey of letting go and getting lost in you. From the head to the heart, you take me on the journey of letting go and getting lost in you. My heart is open wide. I will receive your light. 'Cause you give me faith like a child. In you my heart runs wide. 'Cause there's no shame looking like a fool, and I give you what I can't keep. Take a hold of you, 'cause there's no shame looking like a fool, and I give you what I can't keep. Take a hold of you. More than words, more than good ideas, I found your love in the open fields. More than words, more than good ideas, I found your love in the open fields. More than words, more than good ideas, I found your love in the open fields. More than words, more than good ideas, I found your love in the open fields. From the head to the heart, take me on the journey of letting go, getting lost in you. From the head to the heart, take a hold of you. And there's no shame in looking like a fool when I give you what I can't keep to take a hold of you.
Hey guys, we're so glad you joined us tonight. Make sure you thank your host families. If you've got friends at school that you think would benefit from tonight's message or just worship in general, share this video with them. Look us up on YouTube and get that out there. Maybe your friends could benefit from this. We love you guys, and we're ready to see your faces again soon next week. We'll see you next week on October the 4th. Is that correct? My calendar in my head is terrible. I think it's right, Tyler. Is it right? Somebody look. I think I nailed it. I got it right. I'm 100% certain.
October 4th.
Jackpot! That's what I'm talking about. Hey, we'll see you guys then. We will announce the times this week. We're looking at when sunset is so that you guys can be out there and it's nice and not too bright and sunny in our eyes because, you know, that's the way we're looking. Not y'all. You'll be fine.
You say bye.
Huh? You want me to leave? Okay, bye, guys.
Perfect.
All right, let me do the dismissal real quick. Everybody smile.